Let's begin with our warm-ups. And just think of yourself sitting in the hot tub. It's a nice, cool morning to be sitting in the hot tub. You're up to your neck in the water. Slowly let the arms float up, push down and back. Come up to shoulder height. Push down and back. And reach all the way up. Push down and back. Okay, now let's form the ball. And we're just going to move the ball over to the other side, turning at the waist, turning your head, rotating the ball and going back to the other side. Rotate the ball again, turn a little bit more. And turn at the waist all the way. Let's form the ball in the center and just push the ball forward and back. You're going to expand the ball and spread your wings. Spread your fingers or relax them. Come back to the center. Stretch and relax. And then let's go vertically with the ball and rotate the ball. To the other side. So today ends our last class of this session for the month of September. How quickly the time goes by. And then we're going to part the wild horse's mane. As if we're reaching for the peanut butter. Good morning, Pat. One more time on each side. Let your arms float down to your side. Relax for a couple seconds. Make some big inward circles. And some big outward circles. Okay, and then let's just exercise our fingers a little bit. Okay, and then let's do a sit to stand. Lean forward, push down and back. Come up off the chair a little bit, then slowly sit back down. Try not to plop into the chair. Okay, and the third time, we're going to reach all the way up and push down and back. And let's see how our balance is today. By the way, we fixed the sign. I noticed I spelled the last word wrong. It was originally Jen. We now have it corrected to JIN. Part of the goodbye friends phrase. Okay, so let's see how our balance is. Put the weight on the right leg. Raise the right arm, lift the left foot. And if you need to, the chair is right here if you lose your balance. Let's do the other side. And a couple more times on each side. Remember, you want to plant that foot and kind of grab the floor, like an eagle claw grabbing a branch. So you want to get your toes kind of curled to grasp the floor so you're nice and grounded. One more time on each side. Okay, let's turn the chair. You can hold on to the chair. We're just going to do a couple of back kicks. We'll do the other side. Back. Okay, so let's do a stand to sit. Just a little bit. Okay, so bend your knees slightly. Make sure the back of your legs hit the back of your chair. Okay, and we're going to push forward. Bend the knees. Slowly sink down. And push back. Okay, so I thought again today, since we have a 45-minute class, we have enough time to do this again. We're going to go through the movements, the 24 movements, just sitting in the chair. Okay, just in case you're out on the weekend or something and you're rock climbing and you sprain an ankle, or you're up on the slopes and you run into a tree. There's no excuse not to do your Tai Chi, whether it's the better balance form or the 24 movement form, or what other forms you might know. Okay, so let's go through the 24 movements, just sitting in the chair. And it's a good exercise for just remembering what movement comes next. So and it's a good way to learn the sequence. So I'm going to call off the movements as we go. Okay, so just relax. Arms at your side. We're going to open the door. We're going to part the wild horse's mane. This is going to feel a little bit different because you're not doing the footwork or making the turns. You're just sitting in the chair doing the form. So you part the wild horse's mane 3 times. Half step up. And the white crane spreads its wings. Brush knee and push 3 times. The half step up. Play the pipa. Begin to repulse the monkey. And we'll do repulse the monkey 6 times. 3 times on each side. Don't ward off and grasp the peacock's tail. And ward off over on the right side. Grasp the peacock's tail. We're going to go into the single whip. Then into cloud hands. And if we were moving, we'd be taking 3 steps to the left. This would be the second step. Then we step to the diagonal. Another single whip. And into high pat the horse. Step to the left diagonal. We're going to do the right heel kick. Step down, we're going to box the opponent's ears. And we're going to pivot and turn, and we're going to go into the left heel kick. Then into the snake, goes through the grass. Left side. And the snake goes through the grass on the right side. Ready for Fair Lady Works to shuttle. Needle at C bottom. Make hands like a fan. Pivot and turn. Ball, make a fist, the back fist. The apparent close up. And close the door. Okay, it's a little different experience sitting in the chair trying to do the 24 movement form, especially when we're not turning and doing the footwork. So let's review the footwork, and we'll do some Tai Chi walking. Okay, so just put your hands on your hips, and we're going to make that little quarter of a circle step. Okay, and so we're going to start off with the left foot. So your left foot is going straight ahead, and we're going to shift the weight forward, rock back, pivot on the left heel. Shift the weight forward, rock back, pivot on the right heel. Shift the weight forward, shift the weight backwards, pivot. Okay, so let's do it a few more times, just to get the hang of it. Shift the weight forward, shift the weight back, and pivot. Shift the weight forward, shift the weight back, and pivot. This is a nice exercise to do if you're out in the park, not too many people around, you're by yourself. It's a nice exercise for your legs. Okay, so check the time here. 21. So let's go through the entire form together. It's on the way. And the face you doing it. And let's have our feet shoulder width apart. Bend your knees slightly. Hands at your side. Just relax. Let's step in with the left foot. Step to the side. Feet shoulder width apart. Bending your knees slightly. And we're going to open the door. We're going to part the wild horse's mane 3 times. Half step up. And the white crane spreads its wings. Brush and push 3 times. Half step up and play the pipa. Pulse the monkey 6 times. One more time on each side. Board off and rest. Peacock's tail. And the board off and rest the peacock's tail on the right side. A single whip. Going to step up into cloud hands. Three steps to the left. Remember, when we're doing the cloud hands, turn at the waist and follow your palm. Do another single whip, stepping to the diagonal. Half step up. To high back the horse. The right heel kick. Blocks the opponent's ears. Left heel kick. And this snake goes to the grass on your left side. To the rooster on the left leg. And the snake goes to the grass on your right side. To the rooster on the right leg. Step to the left diagonal, form the ball. Step to the right diagonal into Fair Lady works the shuttle. Fair Lady on the left. Half step up. The needle at C-bot. Make hands like a fan. The back fist. The parent close up. And close the door. Okay, everybody doing okay? Good. So let's go over a few of the movements, just to kind of refine the movements a little bit. So let's start off from the very beginning. As we open the door, remember you're in that hot tub. Just let the arms float up to shoulder height. And try to get any tension that you might have out of your whole body. Just let the limbs be limp. So they're just going to float up. And we bend the elbows. Notice I'm pivoting on the right heel. As I start forming the ball, I'm going to go into parting of the wild horse's mane. So let's just kind of review that again. I know it's I know all of you have done this quite often, but I still see people on the screen, and it looks like there's a lot of tension going on, kind of like we're a Frankenstein monster. But so just relax, get all the limbs limp. Okay, so and when you start off, remember you want to have your knees bent slightly. We're going to step in with the left foot and then step to the side with the left foot. So feet are shoulder width apart, both toes on the feet are pointing straight ahead. Okay, so we want to kind of avoid this kind of thing because we're off balance. And if you have your feet going straight ahead and they're shoulder width apart, you've got balance on either side. Okay, nobody can push you over. Okay, so just let the arms float up. Bend the elbows. Pivot on the right heel as you form the ball on the right side, right hand on top. And we're going to bow step, part wild horse's mane. And your right hand, as we part the wild horse's mane, your right hand, you want to have at your right side, palm facing the floor. And again, try to avoid having any tension. Okay. Back, back. Part the wild horse's mane over on the other side. And the white crane spreads its wings. So we're going to do a half step up with the right foot. And we're going to start forming the ball. And as we do, we're turned at the waist to that 45-degree angle where your right foot is. Okay, so turn at the waist as we start forming the ball. We're going to make the ball smaller and smaller until we drop the ball. The right arm is going to swing up into the air to protect your right forehead. And then as we turn and face directly ahead, turn your palm. So your palm is facing you. Look directly at the middle of your palm. From there, we're going to go into the brush hand push. I'm going to move back just a little bit. Okay, so on the brush hand push, we want to turn. So we're not just turning our head, we're turning at the waist and looking at the palm, right palm. And then we do the brush and the push. Turn and look at your left palm. Step, brush and push. And as we go through all these forms, all these different movements, we want to try to keep the back as straight as we can. So we're not leaning over. Because as soon as we lean over, especially with me, I'm losing my balance. So give it a try. You'll feel that you're not centered. Okay, so the brush and push, that third brush and push, we're going to do a half step up and play the pipa. So as we do that, half step up, we want to end up holding the neck of the pipa and plucking the strings with the other hand, the right hand. Okay. And then we're going to go into repulse the monkey. So from here, notice the left hand is turning upward towards the ceiling. As the right hand makes a half circle, the left hand turns up, look at your right palm, bend the elbow, we're going to step back with the left foot. And remember to pivot on the toe. So let's just do that again and watch my footwork. Stepping back, pivoting on the right toe. Okay, and I know I'm probably repeating myself, but the reason we're pivoting on the toe is if you pivot on the heel, it brings the feet a little too close together, and what happens? You're off balance. Okay, so Let's do it a few times here. Step back, pivot on the toe. Step back, pivot on the toe. And if I were to pivot all the way, I end up in that horse stance. So that's the reason we're pivoting on the toe, is for balance. Let me just do it a couple more times. And I hope by breaking down these movements for you, I hope that it helps a little bit in the understanding of the pivoting, the balance, and the whole ball of wax, so to speak. So let's just do one more, and then we'll do our breathing exercises. Okay, so let's just go from the last parting of the wild horses, repulsing the monkey. And we're going to form the ball, and we're going to do the ward off. So we step, do the ward off, grasp the peacock's tail. And remember, you've got that imaginary opponent. So you just pulled your imaginary opponent down to the ground. Here comes another opponent straight at you. You're hitting them in the chest. They're bending forward towards you, and now you're pushing them away. Then I'm going to turn and get over here a little bit more so you can see the other side. Where you're grabbing your opponent by the shoulders and pulling them down to the ground. So we got rid of one monkey, one opponent. Here comes the other one. Strike them in the chest. As they lean forward, we're moving backwards, and now we're going to push them away. So one more thing about, I want to mention the single whip. And I know I mentioned this before, but there might be some of us who might not have been here. Even though we call this the single whip, think of the single whip as a snake. And the hook is the tail of the snake, and the left palm is the head of the snake. Remember when we do the single whip, it's got that delayed step. When the left palm comes over to the left shoulder, we're going to turn the palm outward, step, and then the snake strikes. And the other thing I wanted to mention, even though the snake is striking, we're going to have the elbows bent a little bit, okay? So we want to avoid straight arming and locking the joints. And again, everything should be relaxed, even your hook. Just like it's floating in the water. Okay, so we are quickly, we've got about 5 minutes left. Let's just review closing the door. So after the back fist, we want to pivot on the left heel to a 45-degree angle, Pivot on the right heel to a 45-degree angle. And as we bend down to gather up the chi, the energy, again, keep the back straight. Try not to lean over. Keep your head looking straight forward. Okay? So we're going to gather up the chi. I'm going to move over this way a little bit. So we're going to gather up the chi. Step in with the right foot. Again, our feet are going to be shoulder width apart. So we're in that horse stance. Lift up the chi. Just like the arms are floating up in the water. And we separate the hands. Bring them up to shoulder height. Separate the hands. Just let them float down. Step in. Okay, so this ends our last class of this session. We're starting a new session in October, next week. And again, Friday is a free class if you are interested in doing the better balance. If you've never done that before, that's a free class. You're welcome to join us. That class runs on Friday from 10 o'clock to 10:30. So let's, we've got a couple minutes left. Let's do our breathing exercise, the Qigong breathing exercise. Okay, so let's begin with our feet shoulder width apart, bend your knees slightly, and if you know the words, join in with me. Okay. And don't forget to breathe. Very important. 2 dragons go towards the sea. 2 tigers go into hiding. Soaring up into the sky, seeking the moon at sea bottom. The abbot lifts the bronze urn, and the wild goose lands on flat sand. The elderly monk lifts up the chi, leading away the goat. So let's do it one more time. And again, I know I'm repeating myself, but don't forget to breathe. Don't concentrate on the movement so much that you forget to breathe. Okay, so let's begin again with our feet shoulder width apart. Bend your knees slightly. And there we go. 2 dragons go towards the sea. 2 tigers go into hiding. Soaring up into the sky. Seeking the moon at sea bottom. Abbot lifts the bronze urn, and the wild goose lands on flat sand. Elderly monk lifts up the chi, leading away the goat. Okay, so it's just about 10:45. Let's do our Tai Chi Salute. Well, let's make a fist with the right hand. Right hand. A fist stands for power or strength. The fingers are friendship, and the little thumb is humility. Just place the fist in the palm of the left hand. Extend the fingers, cover up the little hole in the fist with humility. And to show respect for one another, bow to each other, and we say, Han Yomen Zai Jin, Han Yomen Zai Jin, and Han Yomen Zai Jin. So have a great rest of a wet day.